Hello and welcome back to the letter. And basically we're just confirming that everything about the crimes that kept going cold about Luke are basically true. And for whatever reason, Lee here has been, for whatever reason, working with Luke to make sure he doesn't get in trouble. And as far as I could tell, I guess Hannah doesn't know about it. And it makes sense why Johannes is used to killing, I guess. And why Luke is fine with the killing. So yeah, see where this goes.
Surely I told you to take care of that sort of thing. Surely it shouldn't have taken you this long. Surely it should be quiet by now on your end. They shouldn't be assigning anything to what's supposed to be a cold case.
I doubt you've got anything to really worry about unless you go out there and announce the shit you've done. I don't want to accuse the most powerful man in Luxburn without being 100% sure about things, of course.
Is he seriously that powerful? The way he goes about it is so nonchalant.
But it's because of that company problem Suarez has been talking about.
Suarez?
Can't believe that's still a thing. You think the geek would have figured it out by now? He's supposed to be a computer genius. Don't go blaming me for it. He's the one slacking off if you ask me. Don't you be pointing fingers my way.
And has Suarez mentioned anything new about that?
You'd have to ask him about it. You know I don't understand half the technical computer mumbo-jumbo the guy goes on about. It's like the guy speaks a whole other language. Which, technically he does, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yes, I suppose you have a point. Very well, if you haven't got anything else useful for me, I might as well head home. Get some bloody peace and quiet.
We could have some tea, maybe with some whiskey and a nap, and I'll be as right as rain. At least one of us should get some good R&R, because it's not like Harvey is going to get any. Especially now that his darling wife has left him, making him busy as punishment for his slacking off and for his disrespect too. Really, I paid the old man. Maybe I should send him a gift basket. Perhaps more caffeine and smokes to help him along with his bad habits. Before I could leave the precinct, however, shoulder bumps into me. I wait for an apology, and I wait.
Excuse me.
Is anyone we know? Oh, damn. Hello. There's a twitch in my eye that I can't hide as I look back at the rude old bastard. Especially not when all he does is look back at me as if this is the first time he's seen me. As if he hadn't just nearly shoved me over with his big lump of a body.
You're excused.
The way he says it, the way he looks at me, it leaves me feeling so cold and I have this gut feeling telling me I should know him. But he doesn't even let me get a word in when he disappears through a door.
A bloody wanker.
So Luke really is an asshole. Just wonder if he really is a good guy then at times? If that's on purpose? I don't know. There's like two different personalities of him. Stepping out from the case, let in a breath of fresh air. Or as fresh as it's going to get in a city. I do hate going to the precinct. It's a fucking zoo while filled with animals, people who step in including. It's not like the city is any better. Humans are just a higher form of animals after all. We all delude ourselves into thinking otherwise. And I call up the car to take me away from it all. Though I can't bring myself to step inside the house when I do get home. And I still rest, I assume. There's nothing to say otherwise. Not her voice or her laughter, which will easily fill any space with cheer. Everything is quiet, other than the hum of engines from the car being brought away. Bird's cry sounds off from the garden, snapping me out of my reverie. Makes me look in that direction. It's an easy decision to go there. Hannah's resting, recovering from sickness. I don't want to disturb her, with how agitated and annoyed I am underneath the surface. No matter how well hidden I can keep it. Not to mention, I've been neglecting the gardens far too long. Might as well stay put out here for the time being. gray sky looms over the horizon, though the sun fights for every precision minute it gets to stay. It'll rain again soon, with the wind bringing along the gloomy clouds normal to Luxembourg. Until then, it does not hurt to be out of here for fresh air and sunshine. I walk to the gardens, what little of it there is at the moment, anyway, and kneel by the daffodils. These were the first to be brought here, planted on my request. If nothing else, they brought in a sense of peace. They were Mother's favorites. Closing my eyes, I lift my chin up to welcome the light that shines upon me. For a minute, I can imagine myself as one of the flowers, peaceful, blooming, and all too happy to stand in its warmth. Life would be much easier if we were all like flowers, wouldn't it? But I didn't step out here to get all philosophical. I am probably much more practical than figuring out the meaning of life, after all. Too many things have gone on these past few days, and I want to forget about them, even for just a moment.
It's almost All Saints, isn't it? To think I've almost forgotten.
I speak the words absent-mindedly. The date means nothing to me, as I neither worship the religion nor have any graves to visit. After all, Mother was never given a proper burial. But it's a date as good as any for me to grieve, otherwise I would have done so every single day, crippling myself and shutting everyone else out. I can remember how the flames licked at her flesh and how it consumed her body, till there was nothing left but ash. She died on a fire? I stood there watching with the operator and social service worker, so I could have been alone for all I cared. I felt alone. It was the most that could be done. No one attended the funeral of a dead prostitute, let alone pay for her. How did he become so rich then from the situation he became in? Because I thought he came from like a rich family, but I guess that was only Hannah. Huh. All that is left of her, proof that she have lived, is her name written in the ledger of Luxembourg Cemetery, on the lighter, and me. Eleanor. Pulling out the light from my jacket, I can't stop myself from flicking it open to stare at the flame, to run my thumb over her name. All in all, it isn't much, but something. It'll be wrong of me not to make something of myself when she would have given everything to make sure I could become anything I want to be.
Feels like I'm stuck in a nightmare right now. What I would give to have you here by my side, Mother dear. To see you smiling at me. Alive and as beautiful as ever. I'm afraid I'm starting to forget what your face looks like. I've already forgotten the shade of your hair.
Eleanor Chandler was a wonderful woman, though not everyone would have agreed. Not everyone had seen past her occupation, past her vices and her illness. All they saw was a poor woman who sold her body to make ends meet, and had a bastard son because of it. They didn't see the mother who worked hard to put food on the table for me, the one who gave and gave and gave to me, expecting nothing in return. She taught me the merits of hard work. But though I loved her so, I worked hard for myself. I would not be so foolish, so selfish towards people who would never give back. I learned that from the father who plucked me out of an orphanage for his own selfish gain. Oh. I picked the lighter before I could feel the urge to actually set anything ablaze. Considering my close proximity to the flowers, they would be the most likely victim of arson. Just the thought itself is blasphemous. Nevertheless, it doesn't save them from being picked. Just enough to make a banquet of things in honor of Eleanor.
Would you be proud of me if you saw me now, Mother? Maybe.
I mean, given the situation, I'm not sure. And again, it's in the situation I feel bad for him now, despite him being an ass not long ago.
You're always so forgiving. No matter what trouble I got into, more than I deserved. Especially now.
It's been a while since I've talked to my mother like this. Oh. I've been thinking of both my dear parents far too much, as of late when I shouldn't. I have a future to look forward to, the present to take care of. These memories of the past give me nothing but grief. The life of Lucille Michelle Chandler should be nothing but a footnote in Luke Wright's non-existent autobiography. Oh, so that's his actual name. He just changed it for his new life, basically. Because of Hannah, isn't it? I worry that she is all too much like Mother that it scares me. The thought that I'm turning into my father is even more so. But even if history is so set to repeat itself, I'm not a child anymore. Content to sit aside, unable to do anything to help, too inexperienced to think that the worst wouldn't happen. I have money to buy the best medicine and doctors if need be. She'll get better. She has to. And once we get over this little bump in the road, I can stop worrying. All will be right with the world. Fortunately, my time alone is cut short, though.
I think those flowers look beautiful, my lord.
Oh.
The parlor, the room where the lady stays for her tea. It could certainly use some.
A servant? Huh. The voice is not familiar, though. I'm not really one to remember such things. Whoa, what the heck? What is she doing here? Because that's the ghost, but she's not... dead? Going with her attire, I would say that she's one of the housekeepers. Strange considering I've sent all of the staff but Johanna's away. Her face, as pretty as it is unfamiliar to me. It'd be a lie if I said that it didn't set me on edge. Most would say that I could care little for my employees. That isn't entirely untrue. However, I'd like to think I know the people who work for me, especially those who would roam my home, even if it's just a face and a name. Besides, I would remember beauty such as her. So who's this? If she's someone impersonating a household staff again, and she's doing a bad job of it.
Didn't you get the memo? Are you new? Today is a day off. You aren't supposed to be here.
I expect poor excuses and apologies the likes of her often give. She merely smiles.
Oh, no. I've been a servant here since you first came.
Huh? I see no signs of lying nor hear it in her words. They can't be true. So is the way that the ghost has been showing herself to Luke completely different for some strange reason? Finally, I feel like I can relax. She has that sort of smile that makes one kind of shine through without words or action. Reaches her eyes, filling them with a strange sort of mirth, as if she's just thought of something very funny. Perhaps had it been any other person, I would have interpreted it as a deceitful grin. With the curl of her lips and the shine of her eyes too soft to hold any malice. Takes my silence as a sign that she can continue. It's not like I feel any urgency to stop her. I'm not really in the mood for company, but I'm not adverse to it at the moment either. Entertaining a beauty like her, even for a little while, wouldn't hurt. Helps that she proves easy to listen to, despite how oddly she speaks.
I'm sorry. I apologize. I shouldn't have bothered you. Look at me, talking to the master of the house without even asking for permission. What will the others think?
Huh?
If you'll excuse me, I'll just...
I haven't driven you away yet, have I? And it's your day off. I don't see why we can't chat a bit.
Of course. If that is what you wish. As long as it does not get you into trouble with the lady.
Something tells me the lady is the evil one and the Lord, who she's probably mistaking Luke as. Something tells me the Lord is probably kinder?
To even take time for someone as lowly as me. No wonder that everyone under the mansion's employ is so fond of you. Though it should have no longer been a surprise to me. You have always been such a kind and loving lord.
Now, let me just say, the song sounds great and all, but also has a weird uneasiness to it. Because I'm very unsure what to think about this situation. Because this whole time she's been trying to kill everyone, except now he's here, but she's not doing anything to Luke. I just stopped myself from calling her out on her shite. It's almost as if she's talking about an entirely different man. She probably is. No matter how big my ego gets, I know for a fact that I'm hardly in the running for Best Boss of the Year award. The reason that most of my staff stay is because of the decent compensation. I'm not cheap. But if she wants to lay it on thick, I'll allow it. Who wouldn't want a beautiful woman complimenting them?
I'm sure she'll be fine with this. We are just talking after all. Unless you had other things on your mind when you approached me.
Words leave my mouth before I even realize what I've said. I panic a bit, though I can get away with picking up women out in the city, sometimes even out of the country. Always taking care not to do so in my home or in my businesses. Not when it'll be so easy for Hannah to find out about my infidelity through these channels. No, seriously, I don't see what the big deal about it is. I just have an itch I need to scratch. An itch I just need to scratch, okay.
I know it must be amusing to see a girl flustered for a man of your stature. But please don't say such things, my lord. I saw you alone and simply thought you could use some company.
Thankfully, I do count my lucky stars. It seems the woman takes it as a joke rather than the casual passes it was intended to be.
So how are you liking your work around the mansion? The place is wonderful, but I imagine the upkeep is ungodly with all the rooms and whatnot. I don't even want to think about how many people are on the staff roster.
Work is work, my lord. It is a way of living. A purpose from day to day. It is certainly far better than doing nothing or having no food to eat. The house itself is also beautiful. There's no lack of things to look at. I'm sure you've seen those books in the study. I can't read any of them yet, but if given the chance, I'm sorry. I shouldn't be thinking of those things.
Didn't he get rid of the study room, though?
Especially when the rains, they might bring more work to us soon. It will definitely be much more difficult when it returns.
Oh, wait, that's right. If I remember from the opening, there was a rain when she was, like, leaving the house. Something about the rain is very important in some way, then.
Idling about is the least I should be doing.
I guess you can put it that way if you want to be brutally honest about the whole thing. And the rain shouldn't be a problem. Hopefully. Maybe.
If a little dreary at least, she doesn't be around the bush. I like the honesty. Okay, Patty. Many would bemoan their status as a household staff, the janitor or other menial role, and believe themselves to be for greater things. And I would not begrudge the idea that one can always get better, but one shouldn't be so discontent with what they have either.
The rain is something I simply must get accustomed to if I am to live here. I've not spent long in this place after all, but I have been told that it has rained in this nation since a mother's time and their mother's time. There is little we can do about it. I am just glad to have time in the sun, even for a short while.
Isn't that the truth? Really, these sunny days have been welcome, though I can't imagine they'll last for long. Sometimes I just want to pack my things and leave for somewhere like, say, the Bahamas or whatnot. Get some sun and surf.
But certainly, you will return for us, won't you? This is your home, after all.
I don't like that she says that. Something seems hot there.
Your people, they won't be pleased if the master of the house leaves.
Of course, I can't very well leave my businesses hanging here, can I? I just wish I could actually trust people enough to go on vacation without taking work with me. I've also got to get back here if I ever want proper meals. A proper pudding is something you'll never find out there.
The woman nods in understanding, and I must say that she makes for a fine listening ear. Though what she says next gives me pause, whether she meant for me to hear it or not.
And good tea. From what the cook has been telling me, I've yet learned how to prepare one. Perhaps once I do, it would endear the lady of the house to me. I never expected her to be so unkind after what she did for me. Though it's only if one catches her in a foul mood. I wish I knew how to avoid her anger.
Yeah, she's like in a different time period, or like a ghostly time period. Like she thinks it's a certain time, but the way she sees things is in her time. That's why I imagine is going on. That's what I imagine is going on. What she's seeing is something different, and it's more of her time because that's when she died. I only doubt she means Hannah. That woman rarely has a mean bone in her body. She actually isn't a nasty, and when she actually is nasty towards someone else, it's usually deserving enough, much like that Rochelle woman. Well, she even tolerates Harvey for me, even if she did admit that she doesn't quite like the man. She must mean the head housemaid, right? I have to laugh at that. Not that I have room to speak, I don't deal with her myself anymore, though Johass has a few choice words about the head hag. She's just been under the right employee when she was also a head housemaid for my father. If anyone's not going to get along with someone, it'd be that crockety old woman. I don't even remember her name. But the woman had been the strict, upstart bitch who took one look at me, her master's bastard son, and turned her nose up, as if she were better by mere consequence of birth. That she absolutely loathed my very existence. Perhaps the rumor had been true. She had a miscarriage while bearing another one of dearest father's children, and she saw me as an obstacle to her being granted better standing in life. Or that much at least. The reason I haven't sacked her yet is because of her competence. Also because working under my household makes her absolutely miserable. Her resignation made possible by her pride.
Nobody really gets along with that woman. I think everyone just tolerates her because of how old she is. I mean, not to be rude or awful or anything, but she's at the age where she'll be pushing daisies soon enough.
Is she? Really, my lord? I'm sure the lady is much younger than that.
I think the thought of tormenting the young and beautiful gives her reason to live.
It does seem that way. Though I feel sorry for her. One's life should not be wasted away on hatred and anger. It is never good for the heart or the head to always carry ill thoughts. But at the least, you are here for us. We are certainly so lucky to have a lord like you. The lady even more so.
Huh.
The gods smile down on her. Though, if I may be honest, she is to be envied.
Even when I had my suspicions about her, she's so easy to talk to. With that, I've forgotten. Don't know who she is, and if she's actually one of the household staff. That would explain why she would so easily give obviously wrong statements about my character. Though if she is here for malice reasons, she would have done more than do small talk with me by now, wouldn't she? So many questions. Perhaps curiosity will kill this cat.
It's strange that I've never seen you before. What's your name?
You do not remember?
I don't believe you've mentioned it, or am I missing something?
You still cannot comprehend it, can you, my lord?
Her answer chips away at the good mood I'm starting to get into. I have every right to be angry at the cryptic response. She threatens insubordination with her very presence alone. But instead of hurling a vitriol at the woman, take a deep breath. I do not want my mood ruined further than it already is. Not right now. I can't let my temper take its course another time.
Whatever your name is, and no matter how long you've been working for us, that does not change the fact that you shouldn't be here. I'll call you a cab to bring you to the city if you want.
Shouldn't I? What if I do not wish to leave?
Oh, yeah, that changed real fast.
I merely desire to stay by your side and serve. Is that such a deplorable thing?
She's a yandere, okay. The way this is going, yep. She's a crazy bitch. Okay. Maybe for a good reason, I'm not sure. Her gaze sends chills down my spine. It's too easy to see the devotion, the obsession in her eyes. Not the good sort either, as her scrutiny makes me feel like I'm laid bare. The sense of her presence is all the more palpable, feeling bugs crawling on my skin. A glance that makes it seem as if the world stopped. Any friendly atmosphere we might have had going for us is completely forgotten. Danger, a small part in the back of my mind, screams. Part that has kept me alive all these years. In hindsight, I'd be stupid not to take heed of it. I've grown arrogant, complacent, content to hide behind wealth and power.
Yes, it's a deplorable thing, as you said, because I'd like to be alone now. Thank you very much. If you didn't want the day off, you should have reported to your superior. This is utterly unprofessional of you, and I shall be issuing complaints. In fact, if you know it's good for you, you should start looking for another employer.
Damn, he was quick on wanting to fire employees for something like this. It's at my threat that the smile on her face turns tight.
I see. It escapes you still. This is unfortunate. How despairing that this misery must go on. But maybe, if you come with me, I can help you.
If I get a choice here, I'm not going to go with her. She reaches out for me and recoil with a hiss.
How dare you lay your filthy hands on me without my permission? I am not going anywhere with you. Now step back and walk away before I have you forcibly removed.
Okay. As if a switch had been flipped, one expression turns horrific. Although that may very well be the understatement of the century. She herself turns horrific. Present suffocating, bearing down on me, right on the spot, through no fault of my own as my fear paralyzes.
You are too much like that vile woman, poisoned by her rotten influence and her filthy words. But that can be remedied now that you're here. Oh, how we've waited to welcome you home.
We?
Come, my lord. The house beckons.
Her fingers grasp the back of my coat. Finally find it in me to break off into a run. I still feel her eyes on me as I run back to the house. Which I think that's what the ghost wanted. If I remember correctly. With the way she said it. Okay. I mean, she's pretty, but knowing how she is scary. I still feel her eyes on me as I run back to the house. I refuse to acknowledge it, let alone look back. All I need is to get away from her, make sure she stays away. That means acting like a coward and seeking out company to keep me safe. Nobody can tell me to do otherwise. Bravery isn't something to be lauded if it comes along with stupidity. It's... what was it? Right, it's not the 31st yet, so we still have a lot to go. So it must have been a sight to see the usual composed and reserved Luke Wright bursting through the doors. Not that I have much of an audience, lest there are other staff members who've chosen to disregard my orders for them to leave. But I still doubt that woman is one of the staff. I must ramp the courage and look back through the window to see if she followed me. She's gone. But I don't take any chance of putting as much distance as I can between us. So I'm gonna catch my breath. Joanna's sudden appearance nearly makes me jump out of my skin.
Don't fucking do that! You son of a bitch! If I had a gun, I would have shot you!
If I had any love left for my mutter, I'd take offense. But what happened to you? You look like you've seen a ghost.
Yup. Oh, if only it were such delusion. But I can still feel her sharp nails digging into my back. The feeling was too real for it to have been a ghost.
There was his housekeeper. I think, I'm not sure. In the gardens, she was acting odd, and I thought to remove myself from the scene.
Strange, I made sure the rest of the staff had left and the house was empty. Describe this woman.
She had pale skin, dark eyes, and long dark hair. She wouldn't give me her name.
If I expected a name from him, the man knows the staff better than I do, after all. But instead of an answer, he grows quiet. Pretty sure that is not a good thing. I'm more worried when the other man looks me over to protest when he pulls back my collar.
What in the bloody hell are you doing?
Checking for marks. Needle marks, to be exact. We don't have anyone like that among the staff. You could have easily been kidnapped.
A cold feeling sells itself over me at the thought. I've long established my power over the more unsavory characters in Luxembourg. Or I thought I did. Most harm I thought that could come to me would be slander, robbery, or incarceration. Kidnapping? Attempt on my own person? Forgotten that I'm as human, as mortal as any other man despite my wealth and status.
Fortunately, you look unharmed. But I advise that you be accompanied by trusted individuals at all times from now on. If not me, an assigned guard. I'll be informing them of this soon, as they return from their day in the city.
Alright, I can feel the energy leave me at the realization of what could have been.
All right. Yes, I suppose we should do that. But I think I'd like to call it a day. I should be safe in bed, yes?
I'll stand guard outside for the night. The madam has been inquiring about you, by the way.
Guard any other threat, and he alone would be enough to make me feel safe. I mean, they've been together for quite a while as far as I could tell. But when I saw whatever it is I saw, would one man be enough?
That's all well and good. But there's something else. That housekeeper.
Well, I mean, if he can't do it, I can't see how a book could save Becky. I can't see how. Okay.
Luke, you're home. I was worried about you.
The grin that I can muster is probably lopsided. Forced as I snap my mouth shut to keep myself blabbering about witches and monsters. Because here I am, staying in the hallway, tearing my pant legs and sweat dotting my forehead. A far cry from my usual pristine condition. I don't want to worry Hannah. Cough.
What happened to you? You look like you wrestled in the mud and lost, dear. And those flowers. Were you gardening?
Sort of.
What? Oh, these. I didn't realize I still had them.
Really did not. But they are still in my grip, the daffodils I had taken from the garden. In the wake of my flight, I had refused to let go of them, whether I was conscious of it or not.
Shall I put them in a vase?
No, don't throw them away. Give them to Hannah. Yeah, okay. Perhaps I did save face, or maybe a small part of me really had planned to take them for her. But like a young man presenting flowers to a Valentine's, I quickly thrust the bouquet in Hannah's direction.
They're for you.
These are lovely, thank you. But aren't these?
Yes. The surprise is to be expected. Open-ended question needs little interpretation. Never given her daffodils before, especially not from ones I considered mine.
They're for you. Don't make me think that kneeling around in the dirt was a waste of my time.
It's not. It's not. Just... Are you feeling alright? I hope whatever I have isn't contagious.
Contagious? I don't know about that. Wasn't from you, certainly.
I'm not sick, Hannah. I just got them for you. I thought they'd make you feel better, brighten up the room. I don't need my intentions questioned. The thank you was enough.
And I didn't mean to insinuate anything. But you're right. Thank you, truly, for these.
Takes them from me then, careful not to crush the stems. Still uncertainty on her face, which endears and annoys me in equal parts. But she does look lovely with them. The very picture of her something that should be immortalized in paint. They should be for Mother, but it doesn't matter anymore.
Why don't we turn in for the night? You must be exhausted with all that gardening.
Why does a dead woman care for flowers? Okay, and that's the Halloween. It's raining now. And stuff happened on the 1st, though. But before we continue, I'm going to end the video here. So, if you guys enjoyed it, go hit the like button. If you want to see more of what's going to happen next, go hit the subscribe button to be notified. If you got anything to say in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Comrades.